or developing speed and power as they're getting older. Guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alan Branch from Glove Up. So I've been getting a lot of comments from men. Generally, our clients are some guys older, generally over 35, definitely the ones in the 40, 50 range that are either former martial artists or former fighters, or guys that are feeling the results of aging and they're slowing down reaction time. They've got joint aches and pains and things like that going on. And we want to help you a little bit with that, because that's kind of the goal of this channel. I want to keep you guys doing the best that you can. We've noticed that a lot of the younger guys just don't want to listen. So that's why I titled this video Over 40 Only. So if you're not 40 or older, or if you're going to make some kind of dumb comments, please just leave, because this video is not for you. All right. So you guys over 40, I want you to understand a couple things, regardless of your training background. So where you came from, what you did, what style you worked on. After age 40, we know that we have a decline in muscle mass, right? All the guys are lifting weights. We all want to reverse it. We're all doing the same thing. Doesn't matter if you're doing TRT or whatever it is. We don't want to go there. We don't want to go to that weakened version of ourselves. It's a confidence stealer. You don't have the confidence in your body. You don't think it can do some of the stuff that it did before. Great. Hey man, you're very welcome. Thanks for staying on and watching. All right. So we know that we're losing muscle mass and we've got to reverse it. And there's a lot of ways to do that. There's some really good coaches online, that we have our way of doing it. And we would be glad to share that with you guys if you want to know. But there's a way that we approach strength where we have to choose. If we're going to be fighters, we're going to learn to fight, and we're going to do the things that are maybe a little more stress on the joints, like punching and kicking, things like that. You can't destroy your body in your fitness training for the sake, and then go back and put all that pressure on your joints in boxing. Your joints just aren't going to last. I'll be 60 this year. I can do everything I did when I was 30. I mean, I do run a program on anti-aging. So we have our Glove Up program in Fighters College, and we also teach an anti-aging course. And I've been doing that for 20 years. And we've learned some stuff. And one of the biggest things is you can't continue to destroy your joints in your fitness program and then do ballistic stuff like boxing. So example, CrossFit, good friends who do it, right? But if you're going to do CrossFit and then you're going to go do fighting, that's a crap load of stress on your joints, that is just going to wear you out, man. So what we're trying to do is prevent that stuff. We want to keep speed and power intact, and that's going to require you to strength train, but be smart. Some of the old Mike Mincer type stuff, slow, controlled, focused type training is a good route, I think. So again, I can talk more about that if you guys are interested in it. Be glad to give you more of it. But there's another aspect of this that we really want to talk about. And look, you're our guys over 40 or younger who are interested in this. This is probably the most revolutionary thing you're ever going to hear when it comes to training that you haven't heard somewhere else, right? So one of my clients, one of my black belts, is a neurosurgeon. And I've had this theory for a long time that the reason why some of the older fighters, like if you're taking a bunch of hits, you're losing brain cells. So if you're one of these hopefully you don't go to one of these schools that just lets people get pummeled over and over. We did too much of it in our school back in the day. But if you're taking all these shots, you are losing brain cells. You're short-circuiting the body. And what that's going to affect long-term is, yes, I'm 59. What that's going to affect when you get older is your ability to react, right? So even Tyson, when you see him hit pads getting ready for one of these comeback fights, he looks pretty slick. None of us want to get hit by that, right? But then when he's in the ring, it just isn't quite there. Like the snap, the reaction time, the clean movements, they go away. And you see that a lot. So getting hit is one, but there's another one. And the other one is after about 35-ish, and this is my neurosurgeon client. We did some in-depth training, and I even said, hey, look, man, am I qualified to talk about this stuff? Like we're talking about your brain. He's like, yes. And if you ever need any help, call me. So If you ask me something I don't know, I'll go get help, right? So here's what's happening. After 35, you have what are called senescent brain cells. And this is so interesting. And that's, the reason we made this channel is to make you guys better. And that's what we want to do. And this is one of those things that you just need to know. So if you're losing the brain cells, it's not that you're becoming cognitively less smart. It's that your reflexes slow down. It's the control from your hand-eye coordination, your ability to read punches coming in, the speed, the reaction time, like if you slip and go to catch yourself. So if you're one of these clowns that thinks you know everything, and please get off the channel. This isn't for you. You don't understand. When you're older, a little older, you'll feel like if a foot slips out from under you, how critical is it that you have the reaction time and the speed to place a foot to catch yourself so that you don't fall? Fighter, how important is it to be able to read that first incoming shot? So you see something coming, how quick can you prepare yourself for that shot? Because without reaction time, and Joe Louis and I talked about this before he passed away, the most important thing is not your technique, your style. That is not the most important. The most important thing is your reaction time. And I see one of these guys, this guy that knows everything, I'm going to bump you off this channel. So good luck in the future. You will never see us again. Later. Boom. So good. Now, so we want to be able to develop that reflex and reaction time, and we want to be able to not only maintain it, but improve it with age. So how do we do it? Fortunately for all of us on this channel, the number one way, according to my neurosurgeon friend, is boxing training. Not getting hit, not just randomly hitting the bag, but patterns and combinations that you learn when you're learning combinations and movements that require you to punch, maybe move your head, step, turn, but you've got to learn patterns and you've got to learn fundamentals. So a skill acquisition is happening in your brain, and then your body is forcing it to learn these new skills, which is really kind of cool that boxing is the number one way. The second way is martial arts. Less effective depending on the style of martial arts you're doing, because some of them are too slow or too methodical. And then third is dancing, but dancing does not help your reaction time or your reflexes. So with boxing, this is what we've given you here on the channel is where David is really, he's superior at teaching boxing fundamentals. The man is fantastic. I think he's better than Joe Louis was at breaking things down. So David teaches fundamentals. What I do is put them into drills. So if you see our flow series of combinations, that is what my neurosurgeon friend said is the number one thing to rebuild that connection. We've put some of those combinations here on the channel. You can learn them. That is part of our Fighters College, the program that we sell. We do have to make some money, but we have the complete curriculum there, but we give you stuff so you can just practice, right? So it's learning to fire those patterns and do things in sequence to protect your brain. So as fighters, aging, let me check a couple questions here. Yeah, Beat Saber's actually not a bad training drill, man. I see that. You drop, one Matt said he drops his head every time I do a roll. Yeah, so yeah, if you back up, like in Fighters College, we break down every fundamental from the ground up, and that starts with your foot position, exactly where the hands go, and how to keep the body aligned. The biggest problem there is flexion. So if you're dropping your head when you roll, you're letting your spine dip into flexion instead of sitting your hips down. So if you sit down and roll versus folding and roll, that helps a lot. All right, so I'm just going to ignore some of these guys. All right, so anyway, for you guys that are over 40, so here's a recommendation. pick up your strength training program, you're probably already doing that. You want to train the brain to prevent the decline of the reaction time. You want to train your brain to respond. So 1 is the flow combinations. 2 would be a progressive training drill, a little harder without a partner, but having somebody, training partner, not carried away, because then you're forced into a crash situation. What you do is you take a simple 1-2, and you know, assuming you know how to parry a jab and catch a defender right hand. Drill 1, you let him throw 3 jabs at you from a stationary position. You just have to read the incoming, catch it. Simple. Next drill, he throws the right hand at you. You see you read the right hand coming, you catch it. Then you let him throw one or the other. And that's harder than it looks. So now he's snapping a good clean jab or a good clean right hand, and you don't get to move. You don't get to move your head. You have to stand stationary. And when the punch launches, you have to determine what's coming and which motion to use. There's 3 stages of reaction time. We're going to develop it. So you have to read, identify something's coming. You have to decide what's the reaction. Is it a parry or a catch? And then you have to will the reaction. That is a crazy effective drill for restoring your speed and reflexes. The thing is, most of the younger guys are too cocky. I don't need it, so they're not going to try it. And the older guys just don't know. They think it's still there, but it's not still there. So that's good drill to help with that. Let's see. Can you still balance bodybuilding and boxing? Absolutely. So I think most of the bodybuilders are not doing Olympic style lifting. They're a little more slow, controlled, and focused. You just got to find balance. If you spend time working fundamentals and not just, I had somebody come from Gleason's gym in New York down to Wilmington. They were visiting, and they came in, did some workouts, right? And I watched them for a few minutes. I'm like, let me guess what your workout is. You go in, they make you jump rope for 3 minutes, then you hit the shadow box for 3 minutes, then you hit the bag for 3 rounds, jump rope 3 rounds, shadow box 3 rounds, hit the bag 3 rounds, then you do some kind of mitt work for 3 rounds, and then they either make you spar or go home. And she's like, exactly. So no, that's not what we're doing. You spend more time working on your fundamentals. That's why we drill it in Fighters College this way. Half of your workout is just your fundamentals. You're not abusing your body. You're just getting good and sharp. Then we add speed to that. So yeah, you can balance. Sorry guys, while I'm going over my topic, I'm trying to cover your questions as well. Please like the video if you like the information. Comment if you got something positive to say. If you don't, if I see your comment, I'm just going to block you from the channel. You'll never see it again. So be careful what you say. How to deal with consistency. I have things like school, stuff going to the gym feels impossible because you lack the time. Yeah, so here's your number 1 tip for that, Matt. And if you're still in school, you're probably a little younger, so respect to you for being young and still seeking wisdom. That's one of the number 1 Stoic principles, is to seek wisdom. Nice. So here's what it is, man. You don't rely on motivation, because motivation is an emotion. You rely on a choice. So what you do is you choose what you want. Like, I want to be good at boxing. Okay, then let's put together a plan that's super effective if your time is short. Let's minimize it so you can compact it into a shorter time span so that you get more out of it. And then we'll make the choice to go to the gym. I'm respecting the fact that I'm busy, so I'm going to be smarter at putting together a program that's faster and more effective so I can still get my results, not waste any time. Make a choice to do something like that. I think that'll help you a lot. Best thing to avoid punches is to parry, catch, slip, roll. Yeah. What did Miyagi say, man? Don't be there. Right. So this Evan thinks I talk too much. Okay, you know, you obviously don't understand wisdom requires you to listen, and listening is not a skill that most of the people have. So I'm about to block you. If you say anything else, you'll just be gone. You don't have to listen, man. Scroll away. If you don't want wisdom, don't seek counsel. Thank you. You're just playing. All right. Cool. Stay on board. My next one says, discipline is permanent, motivation is temporary. Absolutely. I'm digging that comment. But see, the discipline came from a decision. You decide to do something, you stay on it. I think that's how it sticks. Great. All right. So back to the over 40 guys. So, you know, for us, and if you're younger, you don't understand this yet, but for us, you always are thinking, can I take the younger guy? He's younger, might be faster, stronger, whatever. Experience is definitely a factor, right? I know older boxers, some of the guys on our team, undefeated IBF world champion, 140 pounds. He's like 68, 65 now. You can't hurt him. He can block anything you can throw at him. But the 65-year-old body, could it last long enough to take the younger guy? Are the reflexes still there? The timing, things like that. That's what we have to fear losing the most. So if you're over 40, the answer is, yeah, you can still hang, except for some of these younger guys that are smart enough to listen to the older guys and steal our stuff. Those are the ones we have to be worried about. That was me. I found Joe Louis when he was 50, right? So at 50, I'm 26-ish at the time. I find the greatest that I think's ever walked the planet at 50, and I'm asking questions. How do you keep your speed? How do you do this? How do you do that? Why are you still able to move so fast? How did you do it? What did Bruce Lee teach you? I got to ask questions and learn directly from the freaking man, right? But I was not cocky. I was seeking wisdom early. It made a huge difference, right? And now I'm trying to share it with you guys and make it something you can maintain. So Joe Louis, here's a story. He was probably 54 maybe at this point, comes in my gym. I got all kinds of fighters. 2 other schools come to a seminar. They've got all kinds of fighters. At the end of the seminar, Joe Louis gets up and says, all right, who wants to spar? And probably 12, 15 guys raised their hand. I sparred with him one-on-one in our lesson, so I wasn't going to take up the time. I'm watching. Joe Louis gets in the ring at 54 and spars every one of them back to back, a full round, while talking, coaching through the round. And when they were done, he's like, anybody else? It's like, how do you do that at 55 years old? This is how. You follow this. This is what Joe Louis taught me and what I'm trying to relay to you. You find a strength training program that's not going to destroy your joints. Everybody should be doing it. Don't be cocky. Just do it. As you strength train, you develop drills. What are drills? Drills are ways to apply and practice techniques, your skills. So you learn a movement like a punch, and then you develop a way to train it where you're not hurting yourself. Those are drills. Great. Now, train your brain. So work your reaction time and your reflexes. So we have custom programs that, if you go to fighterscollege.com, you'll see all this broken down, how you could do it. We have multiple ways that we can help you. And if you can't afford it, I've put my cell phone number out many times. If you can't afford help, we'll give it to you for free if you can't afford it. We got stuff is like $5 a month for people that can't afford. But tons of information is here on the channel, and it's ways to help you get better. Yeah, I like your quote, man. An old lion is also a lion who knows how to roar. Yep. And guys, you just don't know. Some of the older guys you don't know what you're getting into there. So my job is to take all you guys that are older like that, and like, again, I'm 60 this year, and it's to take the older guys and see what weaknesses have you discovered. Do you have some kind of ache or pain that I can help you get over? How can I increase your speed, and how can we build your strength without being so stiff in the morning? Things like that. So I'm going to go into a question mode here for a minute for you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like the video. If you're here, subscribe to the channel. I've been a little absent last few weeks because I've been launching a anti-aging course on my other channel. It's called Age Proof, and it took away my time, but I'm back. I'm back here. All right, let's look at this. 29, spar every other week, plenty of energy. Reminder to control your breathing. Yeah, so whoever's telling you to control your breathing is good stuff. You're going to want, the lack of breathing will suck gas right out of you, man. So when you're doing your drills and your training, put that emphasis into the breathing patterns, and I think that will make a big difference. How can you be explosive and calm? It is possible to be explosive and calm. So Bruce Lee was an actor, right? Not a fighter. But he had some really cool stuff that he taught Joe Louis, which was applicable. And some of that is this relaxed explosiveness. So tense muscles are slow. Tight breath it makes you slow. So what you want to do is, if you're going to practice a jab, and I'd love to be able, if I was in the gym right now, I could maybe teach you this drill. But a drill that we do with a partner is just stand in front of somebody, take a deep breath, fully relax all the muscles, let the hands, arms, everything is super loose. And then what you practice doing is flicking that lead jab, learning to exhale as you make the flick. I'll make a video for you it's demonstrating this, but you can absolutely do it. Roy Jones is my favorite fighter of all time, I think, boxing-wise. He is a master at doing it. Mayweather, of course, all these guys are super good. Those muscles, when they're firing, they are not tense. They are fully relaxed, and they have mastered that exhale, that breath, and that relaxed state. I'll help you with that. I'll see if I can't shoot a video for it. I thought you were young. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina, so I'm on the coast of Wilmington, and I've owned 4 different boxing gyms. I had them all up in upper North Carolina. We have trained people to fight in pretty much everything, and I left it a couple years ago. I sold pre-COVID. I have 3 grandsons here and now a new granddaughter, and I moved here because my grandsons are here. And now a year ago, we started the Glove Up channel, and of course it's exploded. And David Dice is my partner here. He's about 3 years older than me. Fantastic. You see him all over my channel, the dude with the cool hat. Just fun, fantastic at his fundamentals. And together, what we do is we use his fundamental ability to teach, which is unparalleled, and my ability to put combinations, drills together and articulate this stuff for you guys. Easier to keep a muscle. Fintegration, what's up? Easier to keep a muscle in motion than to, yeah, absolutely. That's right. Roy Jones doesn't get enough credit. I agree with that, man. He was just, go watch vintage Roy Jones. When we talk about that ability to read punches, man, Roy Jones could just stand in front of you and it's like he could see the future, man. He just knew what you were doing before you moved. That kind of uncanny reflex response time makes people very dangerous. All right, so if I don't see any other questions, I'm going to leave you with one more thing here, and that's just talking about that reaction time. So when I did talk to Joe Louis about this, for self-defense moves, for defense, these types of things, this is when he told me that the most important thing, look, BJJ, boxing, kickboxing, self-defense, doesn't matter. If you're too slow to react, you lose. If I'm too slow putting on the chokehold, if I'm too slow, defending a punch or landing my punch, it makes the difference. It doesn't matter how much skill you have, how many styles you trained in, or how young you are. If you lack reaction time, your odds of winning are dramatically diminished. So develop reaction time. That's one of the most important things. And one more question here. Can you please give us a tutorial about the basics? Okay, so we have a ton of this. I don't know how to say your name. I apologize. We have a ton of this free on the channel. If you want to see it in a way, and this is how we make money, this is how we can afford to do this kind of stuff. We have multiple options. There's a YouTube channel membership. There's 3 options. The most expensive one is $24. There's one for $4. Fighters College is our complete course where we literally start you from the ground, step by step, and build you through each and every move with direct access to us. It's very inexpensive. Our guys literally text me, send me videos of themselves training. We give them critique. It's very, very affordable. That is our training community. Now, if you don't want to do that, then you just kind of have to sort through the YouTube channel, and you're going to see all this. A lot of this stuff is taught to you, right? It's free. It's just not in an order that makes it perfect to learn. Does that make sense? It's worth a few bucks to save literally years of training. And hopefully you guys are on the channel, you trust us, right? So the truth is simply, you save years by doing it right now versus taking a long time. All of us older guys will tell you, everybody says, if we knew then what we know now. Here's what that means. Now we know the right way. So if we could go back in time and give the right way to our younger selves, the speed at which we got good at this stuff would be amplified 10 times because you spend a lot of time making a ton of mistakes. So either go through the channel, find the stuff, it's free, or enroll in one of these. FightersCollege.com is our stuff. At least go look at it. And if you're not interested, share it just to help us out. A calm beginner fighter versus an angry, frustrated professional fighter. Oh, man, what a great question. So the angry, frustrated professional, I think, would still win. But you bring up a very interesting thing. The calm beginner fighter is going to have more stamina. When you're relaxed, you're going to react faster. But if you're a professional fighter, a good one, not somebody that just comes in off the street, but a really trained professional fighter, there's a lot of seasoning in there. Like, I have literally sparred thousands of rounds. I've had 43 fights that I was getting paid for, okay? Plus everything else. Seasoning goes a long way. But if I got frustrated, if I couldn't take you out quick, it's going to burn me out of gas because that frustration is going to up adrenaline. I mean, it's a very interesting question. I love the calmness. Fortunately, a really good professional pro doesn't get frustrated. They try to stay calm. That's a very good question, man. I like kind of the way you present that because it's kind of a catch-22. How good is the beginner? How good is the pro? That's good. I like it. I like the way you're thinking there. The point should be, just in what you're saying is, as you develop, learn to be relaxed, as you move farther on. So, hey, look, if I don't see any other questions, as I'm trying to take more time, get in here for you guys. Here's what it's for. These lives I've been doing this for 43 years and trained a lot. And my time with Joe Louis was something that is worth a fortune. Just worth a fortune. And there's just a lot of knowledge in my head that I got to share. And these are the things. With Joe Louis, this is a talking type seminar. When we're in the gym doing stuff, it's a lot different. In Fighters College, we were walking through this and you're seeing us in action. But Joe Louis spent a lot of time talking to me about things. And again, gaining wisdom early on is a trait that some of you younger guys, if you get it, you're going to thank me or thank whoever taught you that. The older guys, we are thinking more of, all right, how do I maintain some of this stuff? What can I learn that's new? What can I do better? How can I keep my body intact, my confidence, my ability to still go if I have to? There's an interesting balance there. So that's what we're trying to do, trying to help you with some of the stuff that Joe Louis taught me. What you can do for us is like the video if you like the information, share it, go through the channel, watch and comment, subscribe to the channel membership if you can. We'd love it. Our goal, David and I both still do training one-on-one and some coaching. Our goal is to build this channel to where he lives 5 hours away, where we can get together more often and do nothing but produce these training videos for you guys. That's our passion. It's what we love. So if you can support us by joining the channel membership, awesome. If you can't afford that, tons of free information here. And if we can help you any way we can, we're going to do it, money or not. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate all this interaction. Some of you guys are great. Love the way that you think, and the fact that you're able to talk. So during these lives, when this goes live, I'm pretty sure all of your comments go away. So when it clicks into live. So if you're here later, please put replay, comment what you think of the videos or the content. We appreciate you guys. I've got to go and get another session in. We'll see you next video. Yeah, man. That's what we're after. Appreciate you guys.